I've never owned an IRA or 401k. Never will. I've never owned a Roth IRA or 401k and never will. In this educational episode, I'm going to reveal one of the unfortunate disadvantages of a Roth. It affects your Medicare. Whereas money out of my favorite vehicle, a max-funded insurance contract, IUL, Indexed Universal Life, does not affect your Medicare. Plus, IUL policies have 6 benefits. Roths only have 2. Get ready. You're going to get educated. So I'm Doug Andrew. I've been a financial strategist and retirement planning specialist now for nearly 5 decades. I started in 1974. And my favorite financial vehicle, bar none, is a properly structured, maximum funded, indexed universal life insurance contract. Now, sometimes people say, what? I've never seen an insurance policy ever perform very well. Well, you probably haven't seen one structured correctly and funded properly, because if it is what I call a laser fund. Now, Laser Fund, that actually is the title of my most recent best-selling book, The Laser Fund. And LASER is an acronym that I've used for years that stands for Liquid Asset Safely Earning Returns. Now, a laser fund actually can accumulate your money totally tax-free and then can generate tax-free income that will dwarf what most people can realize out of their IRAs or 401ks or even their Roths, especially if that money is invested in the market. So I'll explain here in just a moment. But see, a laser fund has to be structured correctly and funded properly. It is actually where I have averaged since 1980, when Universal Life was first introduced by E.F. Hutton. I've averaged 9.62%. But since 1997, when Indexed Universal Life was introduced, I've averaged over 11% and netted over 10% cash on cash. If you understand Rule of 72 math, if you're earning 10%, your money will double every 7.2 years, meaning that, golly, I've had people that started out with $500,000, and even at 9.6%, okay, 9.6% divided into the rule of 72, your money will double every 7.5 years. And so $500,000 doubled to $1 million, tax-free, in 7.5 years. $1 million doubled to $2 million in another 7.5 years by the 15th year. That $2 million doubled to $4 million in another 7.5 years in the 22nd year. And in the last 7.5 years, by the 30th year, that $4 million doubled to $8 million. Yep. I've had clients that now have $8 million generating $600,000 to $800,000 a year of tax-free growth. They could take out $800,000 a year of tax-free income for the rest of their life if they live to be 120, based on historical performance without outliving their money. And so you compare that to money invested in the market in traditional IRAs or 401ks, and you will not find an advisor, an asset manager, that will illustrate a 10% net after-tax payout with your money in the market. They're actually forbidden from showing it because Dalbar, who studies investor behavior, says that if you bought and held in any 20-year period, you will likely earn an average of only 9.14%. So if an advisor is telling you, hang in there, you'll likely average 12%, I would not buy that. Even if they could earn you 12%, you're not netting 12 after tax. In a 33% tax bracket, you're netting 8. If you had $1 million nest egg earning 12%, and you pulled out that 12% a year, $120,000, you're going to pay tax of $40,000. You're only netting $80,000 or 8%. If that advisor is charging you 1% in asset management fees on that million, you're having to shell out another $10,000. You're only netting $70,000. See, I would rather be able to net 10% tax-free. And I can do that with a max funded indexed insurance contract based on actual historical performance. And so Dalbar also says the average retiree with money in the market is not really earning 9% because they're buying and selling at the wrong time. They get emotionally involved. They see that retirement nest egg when the market goes down, and when it drops down 20, 30%, they go enough already and they sell low. And they wait until the market comes back and rebounds, and then they buy high. So Dalbar says the average retiree with money in the market is only averaging 3.49%. That's why the financial services industry came out with what is called the 4% rule. They only want you to pull out 4%. On $1 million nest egg, that's only $40,000. That's pretty pathetic, in my opinion. And it's taxable. In a 25% bracket, you're paying $10,000 of that $40,000 in tax. You're only netting 3% or $30,000. You subtract another 1% in fees, you're only netting 2%. That's ridiculous. You could be netting 8, 9, 10% out of a max funded indexed insurance contract. So is this making some sense? But let's get back to a big premise or statement I made at the very beginning. I don't want to mess around with my money in a volatile market in IRAs or 401ks. And I don't even want to convert to a Roth because Roths have too many strings attached. That's why I've never owned one and never will. There are 6 benefits to a max funded indexed universal life insurance policy compared to the 2 benefits with the Roth. But there's one additional benefit that a lot of people don't even understand, and that's that Roth distributions, withdrawals, affect your Medicare. Money out of an IUL does not affect your Medicare. And that is something you ought to consider. So let me quickly summarize the 2 benefits Roths have. See, you fund a Roth with after-tax dollars, and your money accumulates tax-free, benefit number 1. And then you can access money and take out tax-free income. That's benefit number 2. That's it. That's a Roth. Now, why do I use max funded IUL? Because IUL has had those 2 benefits for over 108 years. But they have 4 additional benefits that Roths will never have. Basically, with a max funded indexed universal life insurance policy, I can design them to accommodate $30,000 a year of contributions or $300,000 a year. You can't do that with a Roth. In fact, if you make too much money, you can't even own a Roth. That's why many savvy CPAs and tax attorneys refer to a max funded indexed universal life insurance policy, a laser fund, as the rich person's Roth. I snicker because you don't have to be rich to have one, but rich people can't own a Roth, okay? But if you design an IUL policy to accommodate $300,000 of annual contributions, that's okay if you're a business owner. Do you have to put in $300,000? No. You could put in just $30,000. You could make up the other $270,000, the room you didn't use, any time in the future. If you don't use the little bit of room in a Roth in a given tax year, you lose it forever. Also, if you need to tap into money in a Roth, you cannot touch money in a Roth for 5 years or until age 59 and a half without incurring a 10% penalty. If I put in $300,000 into a laser fund and 30 days later I have an opportunity to invest some money or I have an emergency, I could access a couple of $100,000 of that $300,000 I put in there. I could access that. There's no 10% penalty by the IRS. I can access money because it's liquid in my laser fund. You can't do that with a Roth. What's the next benefit? Well, Roths don't allow you to use indexing. Your money is usually in the market. You will lose maybe 20, 30, 40% and have to wait around till the market comes back. With laser funds, your money is linked to the market, but your money is not invested in the market. When the market goes up, you get to benefit. You get to earn rates of return sometimes of 12%, 16%, 25%, 61%, 158%. Many of our clients have locked in gains during up years. But if the market crashes 20, 30, 40%, you will not lose one dime because your money is not invested in the market. It's linked to an index like the S&P, and your insurance company takes the interest on your money and buys upside options to be able to pay you if the market goes up. But if the market goes down, those options expire worthless, but you do not lose the principal you started with. See, one time Will Rogers said, people get more concerned about the return of their money when things get bad rather than the return on their money. That's why I love max-funded indexed universal life. So the last benefit with laser funds is at the end of the day, when you die, anything left in a laser fund, a max-funded indexed insurance policy, blossoms, increases in value when you die. I'll just summarize it by saying this. I'm 70. If I died tomorrow in an accident, every $1 million I might have in my laser funds would blossom to double that, about $2 million tax-free and transferred to my heirs. There's not a Roth around that will do that. And people say, well, how much does that cost? Well, nothing's free, but it doesn't cost me anything. It's coming along for the ride, being paid for with a minuscule portion of money that would otherwise go out the window in unnecessary tax or with money on fees with Roths or that you're giving up in rate of return. But getting back to the benefit most people don't think about, if you take money out of a Roth, it's actually going to show up on your tax return and it will affect your Medicare. Even though it's tax-free, it will affect your Medicare. And you may have to pay more in premiums. The benefits will be adjusted. You will suffer because it affects your Medicare. If you have income tax-free coming out of a laser fund, max-funded IUL, it's not going to affect your Medicare. The IRS will know you're receiving it. They know everything, but it doesn't affect your Medicare. That is a huge benefit. It's actually probably the seventh benefit that I failed to mention many, many times. So why would you mess around with a Roth when it only has two benefits, when you can have those two benefits, and in this episode, 5 additional benefits with a laser fund? When people begin to understand that, they go, yeah, this is the no-brainer. So if you want to learn more about this and what a properly structured max-funded indexed universal life insurance policy is and how to structure it correctly and what advisors actually understand how to do this properly, claim your free copy of this book. It retails on Amazon for $20. This isn't about me and selling you a book. This is about you. I want to gift you a copy, okay? So to claim your free copy of this 300-page book, simply go to laserfund, laserfund.com, or click on the link below. You contribute a nominal amount towards the shipping and handling. I require some skin in the game, but I'll cover the rest of that cost, and I will pay for the book. I'll fire out a hard copy to you via priority mail. When you're in there claiming your free copy, if you like to listen and learn or watch and learn, there's audio and video options. But check out the educational webinars we teach on a regular basis. They're free. You can even schedule an appointment with an IUL specialist at no cost or obligation to see how these strategies may apply in your particular set of circumstances. And you can then watch and learn, listen and learn. But this is about your brighter future, because this book is actually 2 books in one. This one is for the left brain thinker. This one's for the right brain. This has all the stories. This has all the charts and graphs. So this book is for everybody. And I want to see you on the other side of your brighter future where you can protect yourself and not outlive your money.